invite you to listen to The Call of the Sea. Tales of adventure and suspense. Tales of tragedy and triumph. Tales of the men and women who answer the call of the sea.
Hello to you. It's Hamish MacLeod with you again. You'll probably remember a couple of weeks ago I told you a true story. One so recent that I had to do a bit of disguise work on the names of the people involved. Well, tonight, for the same reasons, I have to use fictional names and localities. My story concerns a young lad whom I've called Clifford Hansen. From early childhood, he was fascinated by the sea, like many another boy before him. But in Clifford's case, the call of the sea was strong and constant. And as soon as he was of age, he answered it and joined the Navy. The sea held an almost mystical attraction for him, and he chose to serve in a submarine. The better to live surrounded by the waters which entranced him. He was just 18 when he was posted to the Orpheus and made his first voyage with the other 57 members of the crew. It thrilled young Clifford to the core of his heart, and he was reluctant to take the 10-day shore leave which soon after came due to him. I've called the story A Holiday from Death.
Alright, so you're just about off then, eh? Oh, don't half envy you, mate. 10 days of glorious nothing.
Oh, I don't feel all that excited about it. It's funny, Tom. Oh, of course I'll be glad to see me dad and me mum, but apart from that, well, I don't know.
Must be off your nut then. Give it to me. I'll take your leave for you. Only too happy to oblige, Cliffo, son. Got a smashing bird waiting on yours truly. Oh, you want to see Marlene? What a doll.
Well, this will probably sound stupid, but, well...
Well, what? Well, get on with it. Don't keep me in suspense.
Oh, it just doesn't seem right somehow.
Oh, for Pete's sake, Cliff. What are you talking about?
Well, I told you it's stupid. It's just that I've got this thing about the Orpheus and the sea. It's hard to explain, and I know you'll think I'm peculiar, but it's a sort of compulsion for me to be on the sea, under the sea, completely surrounded by it. It's like as though I really only belong there and nowhere else.
Yeah.
See, I knew you'd think it was stupid.
You're daft, mate. That's your problem. Need to get yourself a bird. You're getting downright morbid, that what you are.
I can't help it, Tom. I've just got this feeling that it's wrong for me to leave, that I can't leave, really.
Oh, yes, you flipping can. Come on, get your gear. I'll see you all.
Just about ready. Oh, Clifford always did enjoy a good tea. I've got all the things he likes. Cooked ham, salad, crusty bread. Oh, I nearly forgot the chocolate biscuit.
You all make enough fuss, Mother. They don't exactly starve him in the Navy, you know.
Well, they won't be giving him what he's used to at home, will they? And this is his first holiday, isn't it?
Leave. Shore leave, Mother. That's what they call it in the Navy.
Well, am I supposed to know what they called it in the Navy? Whatever they called it, it's a holiday as far as I'm concerned.
Won't be his last. You'll have to get used to his coming and going, won't you now?
I'll get you then, acting all calm and collected. And you're just as excited as I am, but you won't let on.
Well, maybe I am. Course I am. Bit quiet without the boy pottering around the place. Talking about going to sea since he was a nipper, Clifford was.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a good life, I suppose. Seeing the world and that. Of course, when I was a youngster, we all wanted to get in the Air Force.
You and your Air Force.
Funny, innit? From planes to submarines. From up in the sky to down in the deeps. Funny, that.
Well, I'd be a lot happier if he was on an ordinary ship and not one of them submarines. Dangerous it is.
Oh, come off it, Mother. You're not still on about that, are you? How many times do I have to tell you that a submarine's safer than a bus these days?
I don't care. I don't like submarines and I never will. I'd much rather he was on a ship and that's all there is to it. Oh, the chocolate biscuits. I'll forget them if I'm not careful. I'm going to fetch them before I do another thing.
Switch on the telly as you pass in, love, will you?
Okay.
Miss the news if I'm not careful. Look at the time. Half over already. Tar. Now, where did I put my pipe? Here we are.
Clifford always did like these, ever since he was a baby.
I want to hear the news, Mother.
For goodness sake.
And the latest report is that there has been no further news from the Orpheus since she submerged this morning at 7:30. There has been no comment from Admiralty House.
Did he say Orpheus?
Shh, Mother.
Speaking at a Conservative Party rally in Edinburgh today, the Minister of Defence...
He said the Orpheus, Fred. He said the Orpheus.
Now, Mother, what are you getting all panic-stricken about? Clifford's on his way here. He hasn't been on the submarine since yesterday, and we don't know what that announcement was all about. There you are. That'll be him now.
I'll go. Clifford. Oh, Clifford.
Hello, Mum. Cool. What did I do to deserve this welcome?
It's Clifford, Fred. It's Clifford. He's here.
Of course he's here. What did I tell you? How are you, son?
Hello, Dad. I'm fine. Getting a hero's welcome, but for the life of me, I can't think why.
Well, I'm glad you rang that doorbell just when you did, I can tell you.
Give me your kit bag. Get your coat off and sit by the fire.
Thanks, Mum. Why were you so glad when I rang the doorbell, Dad?
Your mother was on the verge of hysterics, that's why. What an imagination that woman has.
Leave off now, Fred. Sit down and put your feet up, son.
Thanks,
I'm
Mum.
sure you're dying for a cup of tea. I'll go and put the kettle on. Was it cold coming up in the train?
Yes, it was a bit.
Oh, what was Mum upset about, Dad?
Oh, there was a mention of your submarine in the news.
Orpheus? Sorry I missed that. What did it say?
Well, I don't rightly know. We missed the first bit of it. Of course, your mother took it for granted something was wrong.
Oh, I don't think so, Dad. She's one of the most up-to-date subs afloat.
Announcer said something about no news from her since she submerged this morning.
She was going out on exercises this morning. Didn't it say any more?
Well, must have done, I suppose, but that's all we caught. We'll tune in for the next news bulletin and see what they got to say.
Now, you're sure you've had enough to eat, Clifford?
I couldn't eat another mouthful, Mum, honestly.
Another cup of tea, then?
It'd be coming out of my ears if I have any more, Mum.
Well, I must say, your appetite's as good as ever it was.
Mum, I'm as fit as a fiddle. We've got a doctor down there who takes a sort of special interest in sub-crews. They like to make sure everything's working properly in the old system. Tick up blood pressure, all that. You'll be pleased to know that your son is uncommonly healthy.
Well, we always saw you had the right foods, Clifford, when you were a youngster. They say it pays off.
Well, as in my case, anyway. What time's the news on, Dad?
Couple of seconds. I'll just switch on. There we are.
Good evening. It's 9 o'clock and time for the news.
Just in time.
Fears are mounting tonight for the safety of those on board the Royal Navy submarine HMS Orpheus, which submerged at 7:30 this morning on exercises in St George's Channel, some 40 miles southwest of Milford Haven. There has been no radio contact with the submarine, and naval vessels which have been scouring the area have so far been unsuccessful. The search has been intensified, and the minesweeper HMS Cook and the destroyer HMS Drake have been ordered to join other ships taking part. Directly after this news bulletin, Hugh Willis discusses the disappearance of the submarine with Commander J.E. Wilson of Admiralty House. Police were forced to take action today outside the American Embassy, where demonstrators...
Oh, thank heaven you came home on leave, Clifford. Thank heaven you're here with us, safe and not in the...
Not in the Orpheus, with the rest of them.
They may still find her, Clifford. Don't take it too hard, son.
It's my ship, Dad. They're all my friends on board. My life is on that ship. That's where I belong. Why should it happen to them and not to me? Why?
Why does anything happen, lad? Look, you mustn't jump to conclusions. You're as bad as your mother there. There's still time. We mustn't give up hope.
No, you're right. We mustn't give up hope. Not yet. Mum, Dad, look, I know I've just arrived, but I must go back. Right away.
Clifford!
Look, Mum, I belong to the Orpheus. I can't just hang around here waiting. I want to be there on the spot. Maybe they'll let me help in the search for her. Even if they don't, at least I'll be there and not sitting comfortably at home.
Cliff!
My mates are in the Orpheus, Mum. All my mates.
Oh, Clifford!
I understand, son. I'll look up the train timetable for you.
Of oil floating on the surface was the last and only trace of the Orpheus. Young Clifford Hansen, back at Plymouth after his interrupted leave, spent the next 3 days gazing out over the sea which had swallowed up his companions. There was now no hope for them, and he knew they were dead. In his mind's eye, he saw the terrible vision of the 57 officers and men, his friends, together in their final resting place. Their metal tomb lying beneath the waves among the rocks, with the seaweed swaying gently against it like long green hair. The thought of their final agonies tormented the young sailor. Again and again he asked himself, why had he been spared? He tried to push the terrible visions to the back of his mind and to give answer to his own question. The sea had refused to take his life. The sea had not harmed him. He was her favorite son. That was the only explanation. She had been cruel to his 57 comrades. He realized that. But there's many a cruel woman fascinates a man, despite himself, and despite his knowledge of her malice. That's how it was with young Clifford. In his imagination, the sea, which he loved, had singled him out and had smiled on him. More than ever now, he was her captive. Soon after the tragedy of the Orpheus, he was posted to another submarine, the Berengaria.
Well, another candidate for the salt mines, eh?
Hello.
Welcome aboard. I'm Harry Thompson.
I'm Clifford Hansen.
I've been on sub before, then?
Yeah, just one.
Which one was that?
The Orpheus.
Hey, wasn't that the one that copped it?
Yeah, that's right.
Then you left before she took her last dive?
Yeah, I was on leave.
A lucky lad, aren't you? Just on leave, eh?
Yeah, just on leave. Started my holiday the night before
And missed it. Well, as they always say, what's meant for you won't go past you. And what isn't meant for you will miss you by a mile.
Yeah, so it seems. Well, it did anyway.
Well, pretty rotten for you, though. All your mates catching it like that. Don't expect it in peacetime, do you?
No, you don't.
Still, luck of the draw, isn't it? Not a thing anyone can do about it.
No, I don't suppose there is.
Here, bring your gear and stow it over there. That's your private little acreage aboard the Berengaria.
Well, considering what you escaped on the Orpheus, I shouldn't be at all surprised if you turn into our lucky mascot.
Lucky mascot? Why, do you need one?
Everybody needs one, mate. Can't be too careful, you know. And you certainly seem to lead a charmed life.
What did you say?
I said you lead a charmed life. Yeah, you're all right, mate. You're as white as a ghost.
I'm all right. I just... Did you hear anything just then?
What?
Well, I don't know. I just... it sounded like someone calling my name.
I didn't hear anything. I would be calling you anyway.
Nobody, I suppose. I'm all right.
I came over all pale there. You look a bit better now, though. Look, I'm not trying to be nosy or anything like that, but, I mean, how do you feel coming aboard another submarine after what happened to the Orpheus? Are you feeling nervous and that?
I don't think so. I love the sea. I belong to Orpheus. She's gone, and I don't think I could stop myself from going to sea again, even if I wanted to. Oh, I can't explain it very well. Let's just say I belong.
Well, it's all a bit deep for me, mate. As far as I'm concerned, Navy's a job of work. Personally, the thing I like most about it is shore leave.
Well, I suppose I better show you around. We'll be sailing in a few days' time.
Fred, there's a letter from Clifford. Oh, Fred, can't you turn the TV down a bit? I can't hear myself talking.
Oh. Go on, read it then.
Dear Mum and Dad, I hope you are both
Keep him well. The Berengaria is a nice sub, though not quite as modern as Orpheus. The day after tomorrow, we'll be putting to sea. We're going up to Holy Loch in Scotland, but I'm not quite sure what for. There's a nice bunch of chaps here, and one of them has become quite a mate of mine. I've been trying to get the Orpheus business out of my mind, but I'm still having this funny kind of dream. I dream that I'm swimming, and I look down, and they are all there. All my mates from the Orpheus, all staring up at me. I try to swim away, but I can't. They're there all the time, all sort of grinning. And then I find myself being sucked down, and a woman's voice keeps calling my name. I always wake up in a cold sweat. It's a horrible dream. Sometimes I'm afraid to go asleep. Anyway, not to worry, Mum. Otherwise, I'm keeping very fit and looking forward to getting back to sea. Going to be busy in the next few days, but I'll write again as soon as I can. All my love to you both.
To you both. Your loving son, Clifford. What date is it today, Fred?
16th, why?
He wrote this on the 14th. That means he'll be sailing today.
Yes. Funny about that dream, isn't it?
Wake up!
What is it?
You wake the whole flaming ship, mate, the way you're carrying on.
I was dreaming.
If that was a dream, I'd hate to hear you when you're having a nightmare. Caw, you don't half shout.
It's that woman. That voice.
Oh, one of those, eh? Dreaming about a bird.
Harry, it's frightening. It's frightening. She keeps calling my name. Calling my name.
Is she nice, then?
I don't see her. It's just the voice. And the faces. The bloated, wet faces.
Yeah, that don't sound too cheerful, mate. Snap out of it, Cliff. It's only a dream.
Is that all it is? You don't know what it's like, Harry. You don't know what it's like. And it's not only when I'm asleep either, and it's getting worse. The picture of them, all my mates, their drowned bodies floating around the sunken Orpheus, a sort of horrible ballet, bodies floating from side to side, sort of rhythmic, and faces grinning.
Look, it's all over and done with, isn't it? You better get that into your head, mate. Otherwise, it's going to drive you off your nuts.
It's as though it won't complete yet. Not complete yet.
What are you talking about?
You can't take a holiday from death, Harry. You can't just go on leave and get away from it.
Despite his efforts to rationalize his miraculous escape from death by drowning in the ill-fated Orpheus, young Clifford Hanson's mind was in a turmoil of doubt and fear. Psychiatrists would most likely say that he was suffering under a sort of guilt complex at being alive when his friends were dead, and was punishing himself for his involuntary survival. Maybe it did obsess him entirely. Maybe he did wish that he had not lived. But for whatever reason, the hopes, the plans, the golden dreams of youthful promise, and the will itself to live, all these sat heavy on the boy's shoulders. It was as though he longed to shrug them off.
Cliff, are you down here?
Yes, I'm over here, Harry.
Yeah, what's the matter, mate?
I'm still feeling peculiar about that dream.
Oh, that? No, of course not.
Oh, well, come on then. Better shake a leg. You're on duty in 5 minutes. I'll come and relieve you in 2 hours' time.
I'm going to get a bit of a rest in the meantime.
Right. Harry?
Yes, mate?
All my papers, my personal things, you know, they're all under my bunk.
Hey? Well, what about it?
Nothing. Doesn't matter. Just telling you where they are, that's all.
All right, under the bunk. Now I know. Is that all?
That's all. Harry?
Yeah?
Oh, nothing. Bye, Harry.
Yeah. See you later then, eh? Oh, cool. Quickest 2 hours of my life. You know, lucky devil you are, mate, going off, and I'm just coming on.
Hey, Cliff, you asleep there?
Cliff. Cool, that's all we need, eh? Bloke going to sleep on duty. Hey, wake... Oh, no. No. It can't be. It can't be. Hey, somebody quick! Hanson's dead! Cliff Hanson's dead!
And dead he was. 18 years of age, in the peak of fitness. No discernible illness or weakness in his body. And yet, his heart just stopped beating. No one knows why, nor ever will, of course. But it's a curious thing that he seemed aware of his impending fate. The sea, his love, inexorably claimed him, joining him with his drowned friends, the 57 victims of the Orpheus. Clifford Hanson, who took a holiday from death, became the 58th victim. And now, this is Hamish MacLeod, wishing you all a very good night. If you've a mind to join me next week, I have another tale to tell.
Call of the Sea, specially written by William Harrower and produced by Andre Botmer. Listen again next Saturday night at 10 when we'll bring you another gripping story of those who dare to answer the Call of the Sea.